Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of Honestly Alice. I'm so excited that you're here, but mainly excited for today's episode. I usually don't do this, but last week I announced when I had John B on that this week's episode is entitled The Questions Every Lady Would Love Answered by a Man. I had a call to action where I asked the ladies to send in their questions, and boy, when I tell you that the questions that came in, there's no way that I'll be able to go through them today. There's just no way. So you may be wondering, how am I going to answer these questions if I'm a lady? Well, I'm not. Does Vlog City, GTR, Broken Bread kind of ring a bell? I have been posting some of their stuff on our page these past few days, and I have my friend and creator of all these lovely, lovely shows, Mr. Damon Plant, who is going to answer these questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Damon. Hi, Damon.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Well, firstly, I want... Huh?
Rested.
That's good, because we both... Yeah, today's... Okay, just so you know, guys, New York, this weather is not... No,
freezing.
It's terrible. Well, Damon, I want to thank you so much for agreeing to answer these questions and for being a guest on Honestly Alice.
No problem.
So, guys, I just wanted to tell you that everything that Damon is about to say is very raw and unrehearsed. I sent him the questions last night just so he would, get a grip and a idea of what kind of questions I would be asking. And his response was he wasn't going to open the document, and he trusted my judgment. So this is the first time he is going to be hearing these questions. And if you hear him stall, it's because he really hasn't had any time to think about them. So, Damon, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, so either give me a number from 1 to 30 or tell me mild, medium, and hot, and then we'll take it from there.
Number from 1 to 30?
Mm-hmm.
7.
7, okay. So here's my question. If you are the one that ends the relationship, why is it that the guy suddenly changes into a crazy guy instead of just saying, hey, I'm hurt that this relationship has ended?
When the relationship is ended, when he was broken up with?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think guys have a hard time kind of expressing their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times we just bottle everything up. And then when it comes out, we don't really actually know. It's like, you're in science class, you just put a whole bunch of different chemicals together, and then something might happen, it might be an explosion. You don't know what's really going to happen. That's kind of how it is with us, unless it's a guy that's, learned to kind of handle his emotions. But that's usually the reason for that, just because, we're trained from when we're little kids to, that doesn't hurt, don't cry over that, to not express, it makes us weak if we express our emotions. So most guys don't know how to act.
But then you were in a relationship with this person, so you were able to express yourself. That's why you were able to be in that relationship. I don't know why their relationship ended, but that's the question that came in. So why is it that all of a sudden at the end of the relationship, now they've bottled themselves up?
Mm-hmm. So the only other way is that if he still wants to be, and he was broken up with, right? I'm correct. She broke up with him. She broke up with him. Yeah. I guess first I have to say, who's not going to get mad that they got broken up with, especially depending on the terms.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was all in and she wasn't, of course he's going to get a little angry about that. But going back to what I was talking about with bottling up, still guys it's like layers, you get layers of who a person is until you start getting really deep, until they really start exposing everything about them. So the relationship that I'm in now, it's my girlfriend knew a lot of things about me, and then probably around November or December, I started telling her really, really deep things that I hadn't shared with really anybody, at least not any women. So it's a guy could be emotional enough to be in a relationship, telling a girl that he loves her, but he may not show you how he handles anger, how he handles, being pushed away pain, or any of those things.
Yeah.
So you may have never seen him in a situation where he had to handle pain. So you like, oh, I thought I knew him, but you do know him, you just don't know that part of him. And I was just having a conversation about this yesterday. Like, humans are so complex. Like, there's so many different parts of who we are. Like, I'm very silly, but then I'm really quiet and reserved sometimes, you know? So, like, there's multiple pieces of who I am. And, you know, the longer you're in a relationship with a person, that's when you find out more about who they are. You know, that's why they say when you get married to somebody, you continue learning them really for the rest of their life, because people are always changing, you know, always developing. So I'll just take my answer will be because he's human.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer, and you actually answered the next question I was going to have. Wow, this is good. Okay, so let's switch it up for a bit. Why ask a girl for her number and not call her, text them after? Yeah.
This is
Trust
really
me, I have some of the questions I got. I'm just like, there are some bitter women out there.
Right. First of all, let me tell y'all sorry, okay? I'm sorry for whoever is violating y'all out here. Yeah, I don't always have the best selection to pull from. So sometimes a guy will get the number. I actually did this before when I was like 17 or 18. Sometimes I'll get a girl's number, because sometimes men are such conquerors that they just want, like, if you go talk to a bunch of girls and you get a few numbers, you come back to your boys saying, oh, look, I got this number, I got that number. And that's a win for you. You might not hit any of them back, or you might hit back the one that you actually like the most back. And I know the person who asked that question might not want to hear that answer. Well, that's the truth. You know, if a guy's really interested in you, he's going to hit you back up. And if he didn't hit you back up, getting your number might have been more of an ego thing.
Yikes. Yeah, that's oof. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I'm even. Okay, so then my next question is, why do guys like to lead a girl on when they know that they're not interested in her?
Because they like to feel wanted. They like to know that they have somebody still. I actually was talking to somebody about this before. They were telling me about, you know, guys will keep them around, be interested in them, but still be talking to other girls or whatever. And then whenever the girl will pull away, then he's like, nah, come on, you know, I was feeling you or whatever. Like, they like to have that power and know that they can get you. If they say jump, they can get you to jump. So when a woman starts realizing, like, I don't have to stay here, like, I'm worth more than that, and they start leaving, and the guy's like, oh, I'll show you. Like, I'm sure some women have heard, like, been in that situation, and then seen the guy start showing mad love, like, and then all of a sudden, after you get comfortable again, he goes back to how he was before. They just did it to pull you right back in. He saw you trying to escape, grab you, throwing that over you, pull you back in, and you'll probably stay for a couple more months, and he can act the way that he was acting, and then you'll get fed up again. It's just a cycle, and the guy doesn't mind going through the cycle, you know?
But then, I know you have sisters, and if you heard that one of the guys that your sister was talking to was doing this, you'd feel some type of way, right?
Yes, very much so.
So then why is it that guys are okay doing this to other females, yet they have females in their lives that they would break all hell for if this was to happen to them?
I think women are put into different categories by a lot of men, you know. You know, when they talk about, like, women being objectified and stuff, y'all very much, I don't think I realized it as much until I got saved. Like, y'all are so objectified, where it's just like, I got this kind of do this for me and this kind of do this for me. But if it comes to family, like, those aren't regular women. You know what I'm saying? Like, your sisters, your mother, your grandmother, all of them, they're not regular women to you. They're, like, on a higher level that you can't touch, that you honor, all of that. But every other woman is really fair game. Like, dudes will call the girl who holds them down the most, like, out of their name. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still kind of, they'll cheat on them, do whatever to them. It's like, it don't have any importance. And I think because of, like, how our culture is, it's not really taught that y'all should have any importance. Like, you hear songs like Dear Mama, but you don't hear songs like That's My Wife. Like, you hear songs like How Many Girls Can You Get? You know, that's how y'all are categorized. And it's sad to say, like, I hate it, but that is what it is. And unless we start, like, teaching boys how to treat women or how to look at women in a different way, then it's always going to be like that. Like, have you ever seen when it's a little boy, and then people walk up like, oh, he's gonna get all the girls. It's like, why would you say that to a little boy, that he's gonna get all the girls?
That's right. You seen that? Yeah.
Yeah, you're training him to be the same guy that you hate, like, and you think it's cute, but it's not cute. It's these little things that we just put in these kids' heads, and they grow up into it, and then it's a cool thing to do. Like, when I grew up, getting as many girls as you could was cool. Like, you come on the block telling everybody, I got this one, that one, this one, that one. It's like a badge of honor for it, where it shouldn't be, you know? It's a lot of times wrong is right, and right is wrong in this time. Unless people, as parents, start changing it, then it's just going to keep going on and on.
So, okay. So then to switch it up on you, what is this question? It was a really good question. Hold on. I have so many questions. I have to, like, sit through them. What is it that you wish that females would know that would make it easier for guys to be themselves?
That we're not perfect. I feel like a lot of women hold these super high expectations that make guys really insecure and feel like they can't reach it. And then it's like these, I mean, it goes on both sides, but it's these comparisons to, like, guys who, like, made it and done all these crazy things. And, you know, I feel like how women are attacked, you know, with, you're supposed to look this way and you gotta be this beautiful, whatever. It's the same thing with a guy. Like, guys, you gotta have these six-pack abs, and you gotta be 6 foot tall, and you gotta be, you know, all of these, like, we have these things that y'all expect us to be too, because if we're short, then we're not manly. You know what I'm saying? If we're not strong, then we're not manly. And it's like, you have these categories to put us in, and if we don't fit all of those things, then a lot of times, you know, it makes the man feel bad about himself too. But when you encounter a woman that knows that you're not perfect, and it makes it way more easy for you. So, like, in my relationship, she knows I'm not perfect, and she's cool with it, and she accepts my flaws, so it's very enjoyable for me. Like, I can be extremely honest, you know, about how I feel and all of that, you know. So.
Interesting. Now, okay, so I have this really interesting question. I was recently talking to this guy, and I was giving him all the clues that I was interested in him, but he didn't pick them up. The question is, why are guys oblivious to all the signs girls give off that they like them?
Because men don't like to get caught. They like to catch. If they don't want to catch, then they're not going to. But when a woman is putting out a lot of signs, it actually pushes us away. Like, there's been, say, before I got into my relationship, there were a lot of women that would reach out to me or send me hints. And it wasn't that I didn't get them. You turned me off as soon as you did that. Like, I don't want you to, like, chase me or come after me or tell, oh, do you like this, Damon? Are you cute? Or doesn't do anything for me. Because now I feel like you do that to me, you do that to every guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and nobody wants something that's easy to catch. So.
Oh, wow. I'm about to sip some water on that comment. So then is it, so then can you tell if a female is desperate? And if so, how?
Yeah, to us that is like a sign of desperation. Like,
when she's the one that makes the first move?
Yeah, I mean, some guys do. I've heard of some guys liking it. I personally don't like it, and none of my friends that I know like it. I don't know. It always makes you feel like if she's reaching out to you, she probably reached out to many other guys, and then nobody wants to have a girlfriend that hollered at your boy, you know? Like, nobody wants that. They want the girl that's, like, kind of, like, tucked away doing her thing, and then you go talk to her, and now she's yours, and nobody's had any experience with her or talk to her or interact with her. Like, you don't want some other guy to say, yeah, man, I used to be on the phone with your girl all night, son. Like, nobody's going to hear that.
Very, very interesting. Okay. Another question. The other day I was on Facebook when I saw my quote-unquote friend was in a relationship, but he was dating his friend's ex. Is there a bro code about dating each other's exes? And this is like a real-life scenario.
Oh, this is funny. There is definitely a code for it. It's a code that I've broken twice.
Ooh.
Yeah, I broke it 2 times. And it was my same friend. He had 2 different girls. Well, actually, almost 3 times with the same person. And it's just I don't know why, but this is when I was but a young wee lad. It was probably from the ages of like 16 to like 18 maybe, somewhere in that 3 year span. Every time he would get a girlfriend, she would already like me. And I knew the code, and I didn't want anybody to break the code against me, but I liked the girls that he was talking to. So I just would entertain them. But there's definitely a code, and I was wrong every time I did it, and I feel bad about it. Sometimes even when I still see him, he's like, oh, what's up, Dave? Like, he's never kind of given me any backlash or anything, surprisingly. But every time I see him, I'm always like, hey, man, what's up? He says what's up to me, and I always feel bad. It's always in the back of my head, like, even now, and this is like 10 years ago. I still feel bad about it. I'm like, dang, I violated you. So there's definitely you should not do it. I don't advise it.
So then do you think then that, because I'll be honest, as women, we do a lot of, you have to read between the lines with us. You know, nothing is usually what we say it is. You know, like if you hit us up and it's just like, hey, what's going on? And we say we're fine, we're usually not. That's a cute, you know, like we have this like hint. So do you think then that in your case, this girl probably started dating your friend as a way for you to notice her? Because women be doing stuff like that. They will befriend the friend to get to the guy that they want.
Well, I know one girl in particular did do something similar to that. She liked me, but he liked her a lot. So I kind of, once he told me that he liked her, I kind of stayed away from her. And I didn't really mess with her and talk to her that much. Like, I joke around, but I'd never anything flirtatious. And then he ends up going in a relationship with him. You can tell she's not really happy in the relationship. But I was like, hey, man, he's happy. You know, we'll let him have his temporary happiness. And then one day she was talking to me, and she's like, you know, I always wanted to date you. I just kind of settled for him because I couldn't get to you. And I was like, oh, like, I didn't know that. Yeah. But I do believe that will happen because it happened with me, you know. And I think she just kind of wanted to stay around. And yeah, I don't advise it. I think it's a bad move because still, like when I talked about earlier about categories, like when you dated my friend, you're kind of always in a category. Like, I'm not about to marry you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my boy don't want to be in the wedding. Like, it doesn't make sense. So to me, if the guy is not that you're interested in is not giving you the time of day right now, then just go do your own thing. Be patient. Date somebody outside of that circle. Well, really, I have a whole thing about dating in general. I don't really think people should be dating as much as they do. I feel like you're wasting time. But yeah.
Right.
Well, because I believe that there's a person that God has for you. And I think a lot of people just kind of date around, and a lot of feelings get hurt. A lot of people are broken and all of that. A lot of people have, like, trust issues. Like me, like, I have trust issues, you know, because I was in relationships I wasn't supposed to be in. Like, I was in a relationship where I got cheated on multiple times, you know, and it was the only time this ever happened to me. But it was like, I felt bad because I used to cheat all the time when I was like, up until I was 20. 20 is the last time, the year that I had cheated on anybody. So then after that, I got in a relationship with a girl. She cheated on me like 3-4 times, OD.
And you kept getting back with her after?
No, we just stayed. Okay, I had just gotten saved, right? I met her a month after I got saved. Now, I used to be an atheist, so my appreciation for God was on an extremely high level, right? So I was taking it as, look, I did all of this bad in my life. I, you know, kind of objectified women. I did whatever I wanted to do with them. I deserve this treatment that I'm getting. I'm going to try to be like Christ and forgive her. And I just continued to forgive. And I kept saying, like, maybe it's just what I got to deal with right now, and try to stay with the girl. But doing that added more baggage onto me. And then my relationship after that adds more baggage. Every relationship after that just keeps adding more baggage. And then when God actually gives you the person that you're supposed to be with, now they have to help you unpack all of this baggage that you accumulated. But if you would have just been by yourself, focusing on him and focusing on what you're supposed to do, you would have had no baggage. You know, y'all two could have just came in and started running forward together. I just feel like, I don't know, we do it because it's culturally taught. Like, again, a lot of this stuff happens from childhood. Like, these Disney movies, you always think everybody is your husband and all that. It's like, you hear, like, girls are like 16. Girls are like 16 years old, and they're like, oh, you know, oh, we're in love. It's like, no, you're not. You're not in love. Like, you don't even understand the concept of love. It's not like the little butterfly feeling in your stomach. Like, love is a commitment. You know, love is an everyday thing. And maybe what you feel is like, what is it? Not compassion. What's the word?
Lust.
That could be it too.
Let's be honest.
What you feel like you're attracted and all of that. You think this is cute, like being around them, but that doesn't mean that you love them. Like, you physically have to love them. You know, when you're mad at them, you have to say, our love for each other is more important than this argument. That's love. This other, like, oh my gosh, this daisies. Like, no, that's not love. So,
that's Hollywood right there.
Exactly. So that's what it
So
is.
you had mentioned categories. Now, how is it that guys are able to differentiate, the one night stand girl, girlfriend material, and wifey material?
It depends on y'all. Like, men don't give you the title of what category you belong in. You give the man the category of where you belong. So how you dress, how you talk, how you see yourself, how you approach me, all of those things go into, oh, she's that kind of girl. So if you're that kind of girl, you belong here. So if I met you in a bar and you're falling all over the place and you're drunk, and it's like, oh, one night stand. Like, you did that. But if you came into the same bar, you had on like some business attire and you all about your business, and I had to try really, really hard to engage you and speak conversation and all of this good conversation stuff and try to impress you and all of that. And I'm like, all right, she's probably going to be wifey because you don't get this one easy. You got some. If it took you a long time to get something, you're going to want to value it more,
You appreciate it more.
To get. She's just like, oh, who cares? It's like, why you see pennies on the ground? Nobody wants that penny. Like, it's nothing. Anybody can get a penny anytime. You don't even have to work for a penny.
Wow. So we put ourselves in the categories and not men, and then we want to blame. So then, do you think then when we have, because women, we're notorious for like man bashing, and also the other way around. Do you think that sometimes we get ourselves in those situations?
I definitely do. It's really, I don't know, it's really difficult because men play so many games, and it's not, like, it shouldn't be a game.
Too many games.
I hate games, and because men play so many games, you guys come into an arena of a game that you don't know any of the rules to, and y'all just like, no, he loves me, guys, I swear. It's like, no, he does not love you at all. And you're just being played in this little game. The girls who do the best in it are girls who grew up with brothers. So, like, my sister was in a relationship. My sister is, 17 now? She was talking to this guy when she was, like, 15, and he had all the classic signs of playing the game. So as soon as she tells me, I'm dying laughing. I'm like, oh, he's playing you. And I'm like, I break down everything, explain everything. She broke up with the guy the next day. And it's like, when you have somebody who can teach you, then it's easier to handle. But in all honesty, if somebody has to teach you, then that should already tell you to leave him alone because he's playing a game. Do not play a game with anybody. You need to find somebody, like God finds somebody for you who does not play games. He's serious about you. He honors you. He cares about you, and he holds you up, so that you don't have to compete with any other women.
So then when do the games stop?
When they grow up.
If ever.
Yeah, if they grow up. But there are men that are, grown. I have friends that I know would like to take a woman seriously. And I have friends that I know won't. It's just, and honestly, the way the culture is going, it's becoming the same thing with women. Like, women are starting to take on this mindset. And I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I understand it. I understand why, because they feel like, well, this is where I'm at, this dog-eat-dog kind of world, and I have to become, just how the men are in order to survive here. And that's not good. I hate that that's happening too, but it's on both sides. Yeah. It's hard for everybody to find somebody.
It is, but I think you also mentioned a good point, that as long as you know who you are, and regardless of, whatever your faith is, if you stay true to that, then you will attract or be sent the right person. But let me switch things up a bit. Do you think men can be feminists? Okay, for those who don't know, feminism is the advocacy for women's rights on the grounds of political, social, and economic equality to men.
Do I think men can be?
Yeah.
I do think that men can be, because, I've had conversations with my girlfriend where I've gotten mad about kind of the way that you guys are treated and not having equality in certain fields and stuff like that. I feel like it's whack. I feel like anybody who thinks that anybody deserves rights, full rights or equal rights, it should be very easy for them to want to advocate for that too.
So then what is some...
Go ahead.
No, you were saying you definitely...
Oh, no, I definitely I'm one of those that I want women to be treated equally, but there's such a fine line with that. Not in equality, because I think I deserve equality, but there's a fine line. And I saw this post the other day, and it said like everything is forcing women to try to do everything that men can do, when women weren't made to do everything that men could do. Women were made to do everything that men can't do, right? And I agree so much, because when I look at relationships, and I kind of look at it as, let's say a man is the ship, right? A big battleship or whatever. The woman is making sure that this ship can even run, right? So a man, I feel like, has all of these things that they can do, but a woman kind of pushes in or adds the fuel to a man to make him run. Or like another analogy is just like a man is a car and the woman is the engine. Like without her, he's not going to be able to really do what he wants to do. You know, like it looks nice, like, oh, it's cool, it's a man, you know, but that woman just adds something to him that is vital. And I feel like now it's like women are trying to be cars alongside men cars. And like both of y'all are going to miss out, because you need each other. Like you're not the same for a reason. You know, you were built differently for a reason. But as far as like equality and being treated the same and getting paid the same amount, I do think all of those things need to happen.
Wow. I love what you just said, but I also love that you just made it not possible for me to ask my last question that I was going to ask you, which is going to be so good. Now I'm going to find a really good one to, oh, great. Thanks so much.
You could always say, how about those Knicks? I mean, that's one that...
No, you're good. Okay, so last question, even though we have like so many questions. Are men intimidated by women who are more successful than them and are making more money?
Yeah, a lot of men are. I think that goes into kind of what I was saying before about, you know, but I don't know if it's the right response. I understand why, because a man is, you know, taught that he's supposed to be the hunter and go out there and bring home the bacon and all that other stuff. So you feel like when the woman is making more money, that she's taking your role from you. And I think you have to kind of look at it more as like a team thing. And maybe you aren't where you're supposed to be yet as a man, and the woman is already where she's supposed to be, but take her already being where she's supposed to be, as she can help you push yourself, you know what I'm saying, further to where you're supposed to be, if not on the same level as her and making more than her, like however. But you got to look at it from a team aspect. Like once y'all are together, it's not a competition anymore. Like it's you two together. Like, you know, I've had talks with my girlfriend about it. Like once we get married, I'm like, when we get paid, we had already had conversations about how we would manage money and everything. And it's just I would take all of my money, regardless if I made more or if she made more. We just take all of our money, put it together, and then figure everything out from there. Because it's like now you're a team. It's like, you know, in the word it says, you know, the two shall become one. You coming together with somebody, y'all the same person now. So all this competition doesn't make sense. You know, I actually had a friend who was like that and used to treat his wife just horribly. Cause she made like 3 times as much as he did. And he always felt some kind of way, always felt, you know, like he was less than and all of that. And that added so much.
So he felt emasculated.
Yeah, he felt like that. But to me, it didn't make sense, because that woman was so good to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, she went out of her way to make sure that he felt like he was the man, you know? Like, aside from making the money. But she would always be there for him. She worked crazy hours. Get up in the morning, make sure the kids were ready. She make sure he had breakfast, make sure he had lunch, everything. Come home from all of that, working all day, and still make dinner for him. Still be there for him, all of that. And he still was like, nah, because you make more than me. I'm like, you gotta kind of let that one go, bro. You know? So it's like, it's not her fault she makes more than you. It's not her fault that she's ambitious. Like, she is doing her thing. Like, congratulate her for that. You know, if my girl's able to make more money than me, I'm like, dang, like, you're out here doing it. And if anything, she gives me a higher plateau to see myself at. Like, if she's there, I could be there too. You know what I'm saying? I could reach that level too. But it's all pride. It's like you want to be the man and you want everybody to look at you. That's really what it all boils down to, is pride. And as guys, we got to let go of that. And it's hard for us because we've had pride from so young. But we have to let it go in those situations, especially if you're with a good woman who's not even going to put it in your face. Now, women, if you put that in his face, you're wrong for doing that, because we're already naturally going to that thought is going to pop in our head, and for you to like add to it that's not a good look, and you're going to mess up your relationship by doing that.
Wow. Wow, look at the time. Thank you so much, Damon. No, honestly, like I wish we could have just like gone on for days. Like these are so great. But before I let you go, like I do with everyone else that comes on, I'm going to give you your 15 seconds of fame. So sell yourself, let people know how they can follow you, get in contact with you. Go.
All right. You could find me on Instagram, Damon Planaseed, and there you will find my YouTube channel. Is called GTR TV, where we have just a bunch of different things going on. I'm actually doing like a daily vlog on there now. My girlfriend has a show on there where she talks about fashion and healthy food and all of those things. And then we're working on other projects at the same time. So we're working on like dramatic series, comedy series, stuff like that. So it's a lot going on that channel. So if you want to find me, go there.
Yay! And we're going to give a shout out to Bertha. So shout out Bertha. That's Damon's girlfriend. Maybe she can, come on. That's your girl. That's who got sent for you. Maybe she can come on sometime and, give us some fashion tips as she is a stylist and she is currently working at New York Fashion Week. So she's like legit, But guys, guess what? It's already that time for Honestly Ask Alice. Man, these days go by really fast. It's already end of February. This is kind of crazy. So as you know, just send in your questions. No comment. You're going to imagine that.
That's for another show.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Damon for you. But as you know, just send me a private message with any questions that you have. Maybe I'll bring Damon back to help me answer those questions, or maybe I'll bring back Tia or Jambi, or maybe I'll bring all three, or just, someone new. But, you have to listen then to find out who is going to help me answer the questions next week. But again, I want to say thank you so much, Damon. Thank you all for listening. This is Honestly Alice. May your dreams become your reality, and I'll see you next week. Bye.